excited to welcome a guest that I've long wanted to chat to the Kelly Alexander Show. Bryce Vine, so many great songs. Drew Barrymore, La La Land, I'm Not All Right with Canadian duo Loud Luxury, who we love on this show. There we are. I have questions about your collaboration, so that's coming up. Bryce, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to virtually be in Montreal. It's my favorite city in Canada. I'm not even lying.
Amazing. What's your favorite restaurant here?
Okay, so this is gonna be tough because I don't remember. The only real like nice restaurants that I've been to in Canada, I went with Loud Luxury. They took me to Soto Soto, and I only wanted to go because Drake sang about it, but that was in Toronto. So I can't give you an answer for that.
All right, promise me.
I love French food.
Promise me when you come here the next time that you'll try like La Banquise.
Or should I write the?
Yeah, because they've got the good stuff. So Bryce, let's start with the fact that you have a project out called Serotonin. Can you tell us about the EP and why you decided to drop it in 2 parts?
Yeah, it's not out yet, the first half, but I just released a song from it last week called Gold Rush, and the next one is coming out really soon. It's called Nostalgia, but the whole project comes out on March 3rd. People have very short attention spans now, right? And I didn't want to like just blast people with like 12 songs that like while they're going about their day and doing what they're doing and listening to music and checking their Instagrams and everything that gives you momentary serotonin. I knew I was competing with that. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give them little sections, like, and that way I can actually perfect how I want these things to sound. And I knew I had a tour, so I was like, all right, cool. Give them new songs. They'll know it by the time that the tour is over. Give them 5 more new songs. And then the idea is to put out a whole album with those and another one. People love new releases. They like, that's why we buy our presents for ourselves on Amazon. You know, we love just getting new things more than we like sustaining it.
And tell me, because I'm always fascinated about how an artist chooses their first single from a project. So how did you decide that Gold Rush was it? And was it a challenging decision?
No, it's all about when I wrote it and what I was feeling at the time. And if I feel like that fits right now, the whole project is around all the things that give us serotonin, whether it's a good thing or bad thing, from drugs to social media to just watching your daughter play with bubbles for the first time. Like, it's so many different ways that we get the dopamine fixes. And I was like, in Tulum, when I wrote this song Gold Rush, it was just when COVID was kind of on the back burner finally, and all these people had been kind of getting used to doing more and more drugs. I don't remember when that started, but it definitely became heavier during the pandemic. I'm in Tulum and I'm looking out at this beautiful beach, and all the people that I'm with have their backs to the water and they're all drugged out and they're staring at their phones, and there's this beautiful view in the back of them. And that's what inspired me to write that song. So that just felt like, to go in a dark place for the first part of Serotonin felt like the right way to go. There's plenty of like more positive vibe songs on there.
And when you hit the road, because we know you're hitting the road and you're coming to Montreal, what do you want your fans like? Can you tease us a little bit with what's coming, or and what you want your fans to take away from your show?
Yeah, the reason that I ended up calling this Serotonin, or I finally figured out that's what it was, because I realized that's like what my music and show is for people. It's just like a rush of it. I had a weird thing happen in San Diego during a show where I watched a guy put his hands on a girl right in front of me. And I jumped off the stage, just kind of reaction wise, and people thought I was like jumping in to like start a fight with somebody. I was just trying to like make him leave. And some girl messaged me later that she really appreciated it and that the music gave her instant serotonin. I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it is for fans. It like makes them feel better about whatever it is they're going through and how they feel when they arrive there and how they feel when they leave. So it's more of that. It's like the feeling of missing your childhood, the feeling of rolling the windows down with your best friends and like capturing that moment. Like I have fans that beat cancer to my music, and I have fans that get drunk to it. So it's like all kind of encompassing.
When you are on stage, do you like are you able to pick out audience members, or are you like in a zone? Because I'm always interested to see, like, I always think this the artist is looking at me, so I'm hoping the artist is looking. Or can you pick people out of a crowd?
Yeah, all the time. You have like it's like the first, I'd say like 10 rows, you could pick people out, and then it just becomes a blur of faces. But you see like the same people in the front row, the diehards. You give them the mic, you point at them, you show them special love because they've been around for a long time, and then there's also new faces in the front, second, third rows. And sometimes, yeah, you just like, they can see you make eye contact with them. You do the same hand signal that they're doing, or now everybody can do this kind of annoying phone thing where they can send you a message just holding it up.
Yeah.
That it's a little distracting, but I kind of love it because I don't have to wonder what somebody wants. Be in my Be Real. Okay, easy. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I need to do it. All right, here we go. Everybody be real. So it's like, that's kind of dope. But yeah, of course I pick people out.
Okay. Now, talk to us about some of the influences musically that you had growing up as a kid, and if you find that sound or those influences creeping into the music that you're producing.
Uh yeah, all the time. All the time here at Creeping In. I had a variety of artists that I liked growing up. It was all over the place. Third Eye Blind, Gorillaz, Tupac, Rancid was one of my favorite bands when I was in a punk band in high school. I listened to a lot of Bob Marley when I sang his ensemble at Berkeley. When Kid Cudi came around, he became one of my big ones. Chance the Rapper, Frank Ocean. But then also, like, I love Bob Sinclair and some dance music. I love Rufus Du Sol, and now I'm starting to write more of that. But it all affects, like the more that you can take in and the more that you can find appreciation for it, there's a fan base for it. So I just like throwing ideas out all the time. Try to never make the same song twice.
Now, I was doing some research on you, preparing for our little chit chat, and I saw an interview that you did a while ago talking about how you're a sentimental guy and that you keep movie tickets. So like back in the day, do you still do stuff like that? And when, yeah, like, are you still into that vibe and being sentimental and keeping nostalgia present?
I mean, nostalgia is the name of the next song that's coming out. So yes, but movie tickets not so much anymore because everything's digital.
True.
I still have the ones that I had, but like they were hard paper then, and now it's like, it's just the receipt basically that you get from your phone scan at the movie theater. It's not the same anymore. I keep concert tickets and I keep plane tickets more often now to remind me of where I've been.
Tell me about a concert ticket that you've kept that really means something to you.
I'll have to think about that. But the most recent one that I just went to was, who did I just see? My brain isn't working. I just saw somebody and I just found their ticket from seeing them. Oh, I did a song at Cheat Code show in LA. Those are friends of mine, but I actually went out into the crowd after I did my part and like watched from the back and like how the crowd was responding, because I never get to be in the crowd unless I am just having fun at a show. But yeah, that was the last one.
So tell us how your collaboration came about with Loud Luxury. Like, I know it's been a few years now, but we still play the song, on the station that I work for, Virgin Radio. We love it. And I remember hearing it for the first time, and I'm big fans of those guys. And so hearing your voice, it was just like, wow, because it was so different from what they've done before. And so how did you guys collaborate and meet each other?
Literally was just with Joe 2 nights ago. He's become like a brother to me. I love that kid. I think we met like 5 years ago. I went over to their house in LA. I'd never met them, but I had heard Body, and they played a couple things, and I had like played just some random things that producers had sent me. And then I was just like, I just had this song that I had written on acoustic guitar that was like kind of in a country vibe. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just started playing it and they both turned around from the computer and they're like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just like this idea." And they're like, "No, no, no, no. That's our next single." And that was it, man. And they were dead right. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's such a great song and it's so different. And the one of the things that stuck out to me the first time I heard it was just again how like you have such a unique voice because there's many artists that are out there, especially in the music that I play, that you know they sound very similar. Like you could probably be like, is this person or is it that person? Because it sounds the same. You sound very different from what is out there. What does that mean to you that you actually like legitimately have a unique voice?
Thank you. It's honestly like I always loved that growing up about artists. You know, the ones that I mentioned, I think were all very specific sounding people, and maybe that's what drew me to them. So I never had like a huge range. I always had like a low voice ever since I was like 18. So I wasn't gonna be really one of those people that could like wail like Bruno Mars and stuff like that. So at least I had, you know, the uniqueness to the voice, and because I write the way I do and read and like try to use interesting lyrics, I think it all just kind of like it helped to create the sound a little bit. So I appreciate the acknowledgement.
Now I told you off air before we started recording that I'm a huge fan of soap operas, and so I needed to give a shout out to my mom because she was on Passions for years, and I think that's amazing. Did you go to set? Like, were you on Passions? Like, did you hang out?
Oh yeah, yeah. So for everyone that doesn't know what she's talking about, yeah, my mother was a soap opera person. She played a doctor on a soap opera for like 10 years. Um, and I pretty much grew up on set. Yeah. Just grew up in her dressing room because like my parents were never together. So when I was with her, I was in her dressing room. And it's a fun place to be. It is. You know
Amazing.
why? Because sets are like how America used to be. They're like these safe little communities where everyone kind of lives in the same place and goes to eat in the same place, and you kids can run around. And it was like that's what the nuclear family was like.
Amazing. Well, please tell Mama Ross that I advocate for her to come to my favorite soap, The Young and the Restless. And so whenever please
Oh my
tell her she
god.
needs to audition and get out there because I think it's fantastic. And I love soap operas to this day. I tape Young and the Restless every day. So it's
You know
gold.
what's really funny? I'll just tell you before my mom got that show, we were dead broke, like, you know, completely broken. She went to a psychic and they told her that she was going to have a career as a doctor, but not in the way that she expected. And she was like, "Well, I know that's not true because I didn't go to medical school." But that was the craziest thing. Like, she's told me that story multiple times, so I know it's true because she still remembers. And you know, moms love to repeat themselves.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, please give her a high five from the Kelly Alexander Show. And before I let you go, just a couple of quick questions. If you could switch places with another artist or producer for one day, who would it be and why?
Dang, that's a good question. If I could switch places, just based on their catalog, right? You never know what anyone's going through. Dang, I mean, two very different people. All right, I'll say John Mayer
Yeah.
and or Drake. I would need to know what that was like. Just just being able to shit out bangers on a daily basis. I think that you know, and that work ethic, the
Yeah.
Canadian work ethic.
It's
Yeah,
true. We
that'd be
got some dudes up here. The Weekend, Bieber, like we know how to roll. Alessia Cara, we're all good.
You
Uh,
said producer, so I'll say one more, Diplo, because his career has been insane production wise. That guy's brain is nuts. He made Paper Planes. People forgot about that. It's one of the
mhm,
greatest songs of all time.
yeah.
And from like 2006, he also produced that. Crazy.
Apart from your family and friends, who's the coolest person in your phone?
Miguel.
Oh, that's hot. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good. What do you do to procrastinate?
Oh, what do I do to
Yeah,
procrastinate
like
or to
if
get
you
out of
have like something
procrastination?
you have to do, but you procrastinate watching, I don't know, YouTube videos or
Coca. Ah, what do I do to procrastinate? TikTok.
Okay. And
TikTok.
last question, do you have a message for your Montreal fans?
I can't wait to see you guys. It's going to be so fun. This is the first show of the tour, so it's always like we're high energy. We're happy to be out. I have a little trouble crossing the border of Canada, but who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only struggle.
Bryce, it's been so awesome to have you on the show. I can't wait to have you come to Montreal, and I hope to meet you in person one of these fine days.
And I need all your restaurant recommendations, and I need
I
them
will
from
do that.
as well. They can DM me. I'll check it.
Perfect. Bryce, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Hey, it's Kelly, and I just want to take a moment to thank you so much for all of the support that you continue to show The Kelly Alexander Show and our latest program, Just Dance, that I co-host with award-winning choreographer Tina Landon. We've been having so much fun on Just Dance, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. We've done interviews with Brian and Scott Nicholson, who work with Ariana Grande, RJ and Nick, who work with Pink and Katy Perry, Luther Brown, who works with our girl Janet Jackson, and the list goes on. And we also have many surprises coming for you in this coming year. So please sign up and join us to have lots of fun. hy.page/Kelly Alexander Show, our YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/Kelly Alexander Show, and our newsletter, which is kellyalexandershow.com/subscribe.